All right, welcome to the Explainer. Today we're going to talk about something we all know and probably dread. I'm talking about spreadsheets. But what if, and hear me out, a giant chunk of that soul-crushing work could just, poof, vanish? Let's get into it.
Okay, picture this. Your entire day, a full 8 hours, just you and one single spreadsheet. I mean, that's the reality for so many data-heavy jobs, right? It's not just a number. It's a symbol of pure, tedious, manual labor.
And hey, don't just take my word for it. John from OpenAI's research team puts it perfectly. He says it's, kind of a pain that takes maybe 4 to 8 hours, and that's kind of your day. It's that feeling, right? That feeling of your whole day just being eaten by digital grunt work.
So that brings us to what we're going to call the 8-hour problem. It's exactly this kind of awful, repetitive work that, honestly, up until now, just felt like a necessary evil.
So what's the specific challenge we're looking at? Oh, it's a real beast. The job is to find 5 whole years of San Francisco's public budget data. We're talking all the expenses, all the revenues, and then mush it all together into a single, perfectly formatted spreadsheet. Yeah, this is the kind of task that makes you want to just cancel all your plans for the night and maybe the next day.
Okay, so we've got the problem. The enemy is clear. Now let's meet the hero of our story. This is where we bring in a totally new kind of helper, the AI agent. So what in the world is an AI agent? Don't think of it as just another app or tool. It's an autonomous assistant. You give it a big picture goal, and it actually understands you, figures out a plan, and then goes and does all the complicated stuff, all by itself.
And to see how this actually works in the real world, we're going to follow an AI agent guided by John's team at OpenAI as it takes on that monster San Francisco budget project we just talked about.
All right, the agent has its instructions. It knows the mission, so what happens next? This is where the real magic, or, the real automation kicks in.
And the agent is just so methodical about it. First, it hits the web, just does a search to find the budget info. Then, it actually navigates the city's website to find the exact PDF files it needs. And here's the really tedious part. It starts pulling data. We're talking around 200 data points from each of those documents. And finally, it takes all that scattered information and builds it into one clean spreadsheet.
So while all this digital wizardry is happening, what's the human doing? Well, according to John, I usually just close my laptop, go grab a coffee, maybe I have lunch. I mean, come on. The agent is just working completely on its own.
Okay, so coffee break's over, lunch has been eaten, the agent says it's done. Now's the moment of truth, right? Time to open that file and see what it actually came up with. How'd it do?
But this is the big question, isn't it? I mean, a fast spreadsheet is totally useless if the numbers are all wrong. So after all that automation work, was the data any good? Was it accurate?
Well, the results were pretty staggering. The agent got 98% of the information correct. On its very first pass, it left just this tiny 2% sliver that needed a human to look at it. That 8-hour marathon of a task, basically gone.
So let's break that down a bit. Not only was 98% of the data spot on, but the Excel file itself, it was formatted exactly how it was asked to. And those little fixes that were needed? Just minor copy-paste jobs, stuff you could do in seconds, either write in Excel or just by telling the agent in chat what to change. Super simple.
And this all brings us to the real takeaway here, the big idea. It's not about the machine being 100% perfect. It's about something way more powerful, something we're going to call the 95% revolution.
And John's insight here really gets to the heart of it. He says, if it can do 95% of the actual time-consuming part of the work, that's going to save you a ton of time. That's the whole game right there.
Let's just put that side by side for a second. The old way, 8 hours of your life spent on mind-numbing data entry. The new way? It's a collaboration. The AI automates 95% of that grunt work, and you just swoop in for that last 5%, the quick check, the final polish. And that is the fundamental shift in thinking. The goal isn't to find some magic button that's perfect every single time. No. The goal is to have an incredible assistant that just vaporizes 95% of the drudgery, freeing you up to do the work that actually requires your brain.
So that leaves us with one last question, and this one's for you. When you think about your own work, your own life, what's your 8-hour problem? What's that one tedious task you would hand over to an AI agent right now?